Hey guys, it's the Nerdy One here. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my next exclusive Let's Play to YouTube for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on your thoughts on the game and your opinions on how I'm doing. It's my second time trying to record this. Hopefully this goes a lot better than the first time. Go ahead and delete that one.
I don't think anyone ever expects to wake up one morning and find themselves caught in the middle of a war between two secret organizations. I know I didn't. But here I am. On one side are the Templars, better known these days as Abstergo Industries. They're in the business of control. Politics, economics, technology. They won't stop until every single one of us serves them. Literally. Fighting against them are the Assassins, a group dedicated to safeguarding humanity's free will. I was born into the Brotherhood. A couple of weeks ago, the Templars found me. They took me prisoner, strapped me into a machine they built and put me to work. It's called an Animus. And it's where I spent most of my time. Exploring the memories of my ancestors, discovering entire lives locked deep inside my DNA. First, I revisited the life of Altair ibn La'ahad, an assassin from the Crusades. The Templars wanted the location of something known as a Piece of Eden, an ancient artifact capable of bending people to their will. Once the Templars had what they were looking for, they decided my usefulness had come to an end. But Lucy saved me. Lucy. When things were at their worst, she revealed herself to be an assassin and helped me escape. I was hoping that would be the end of my misadventures, but we were just getting started. Back into another Animus I went. Now, I'm reliving the memories of Ezio Auditore da Firenze, my ancestor from the Renaissance, searching for a path forward. Through the bleeding effect, I'm becoming an assassin in more than just name. It will come in handy as the Templars prepare to enslave us all. They found us. They've crashed our hideout and we're fleeing the scene looking for a place to hide. Only there isn't any and time is running short. My name is Desmond Miles, and this is my story.
All right.
How did you find me? Mario Auditore led me here.
Okay, I think it's gonna work.
Rebecca, what's going on?
I have to run some diagnostics. I'll get back to you.
Because I think that stuff's supposed to happen.
It is done. The message is delivered. We are gone now from this world. All of us. We can do no more. The rest is up to you, Desmond.
What? Who is Desmond? I don't understand. Please, wait. I have so many questions.
Vatican, December 1499. Okay, things are working this time. Ezio Auditore. Date of birth 1459, profession assassin. Well, this experience has been quite the education. Although there's nothing in the history books following Ezio's disappearance from Florence as a teenager after the execution of his father and brothers, we now know that he fled with his mother Maria and sister Claudia to his uncle Mario's Tuscan villa. Trained there as an assassin, he prepared to hunt down the Templars, the men behind the execution. And hunt them he did, killing them one by one until he reached their leader, Rodrigo Borgia. With the help of his uncle and the other assassins, he discovered Rodrigo's plan to open an ancient vault beneath the Vatican, supposedly leading to God himself. Ezio defeated Rodrigo, entered the vault alone, and communed with a projection of Minerva, a member of an ancient race that existed before humans. This all sounds very far-fetched when I write it out like that, now doesn't it? Fortunately, we have the Animus records to prove it, so we didn't dream it or anything. Unless we're all in a dream right now. I mean, we could be, Sean. It's hard to say. Huh. Rodrigo's clothes. And the staff.
Better in the hands of the earth than in the hands of man.
Uncle.
What can I say? We sent a single man against an entire army. I was worried. Quick, climb up. We have to get out of here.
I mean, he does have a point there. Just go ahead and leave it on.
You would not believe the things I have seen, Mario.
Then be sure to stay alive that I might hear of them.
I expect opposition.
And I expect the Borgia to mourn the loss of many lives tonight.
Mario Auditore. Date of birth 1434, profession condottiero and noble. One of several important condottieri patrolling the Tuscan countryside, Mario Auditore was a born leader. He began his military career as a 6-year-old when he played a significant role in the Florentine and Milanese conflict at the Battle of Anghiari. While on an expedition to Monticelli with his I don't know how to pronounce that word. With his father, he alerted the Florentine general Micheletto Attendolo to the appearance of several dust clouds over the road, which signaled a surprise advance by Milanese troops. Thanks to Mario, the Milanese attack was foiled, and the Florentines won the battle. Although Mario sided with Florence during Anghiari, most of his career, he defended the interests of his hometown Montergioni, derailing Florentine attempts to seize Tuscan territory. While Mario's younger brother Giovanni moved to Florence in 1454 to pursue a career in banking, Mario stayed at the family's villa in Montergioni, stating in a letter to Giovanni that he preferred fighting like a man to filling out balance sheets. After Giovanni's death, Mario brought Ezio, Claudia, and Maria to the family villa and taught Ezio about the conflict between the Assassins and Templars. Ever since, Ezio and his uncle have been inseparable. Well, let's go follow him and get the hell out of here.
Che cosa fate qui? Assassini! God will see you pay for your crimes. You have desecrated the sanctity of this holy place.
You condemn what you do not understand.
We must go, Ezio, now.
The Cappella Sistina. Inspired by the architecture of Solomon's Temple, the Sistine Chapel is the most famous room in the Apostolic Palace, the Pope's Vatican residence. The chapel's famous ceiling frescoes were only begun in 1508, so no climbing across the finger of God, but the wall paintings that line the chapel, painted by Pietro Perugino, Sandro Botticelli, and Domenico Ghirlandaio, among others, are an ample consolation prize. As the Pope's personal chapel, Mass is frequently held inside, as are the papal conclaves, which occurred after the Pope's death. The cardinals are locked inside the chapel and are not permitted to leave until a new Pope is elected. Only through smoke signals sent up a chimney to announce the new Pope can they escape, and worst of all horrors, no cardinals, unless ill, can be attended inside by more than one servant. That's just cruel. Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me, pardon me.
Did Rodrigo manage to hurt you?
Barely. My armor blunted his attack.
Bro.
Be ready to fight.
Yeah.
What are you
I
doing?
wasn't expecting to get out of here without a fight.
Saving you from the look of things.
Not bad for an old man.
Agreed. You still have some skills.
Buona questa.
Excellent.
Oh, I prefer the fighting in
Good one. Impressive.
these games after playing the first one. It just works so much better. The Basilica di San Pietro. If you guys don't like me doing this, I'll stop, but just let me know. I kind of like reading these out, and it makes for interesting stuff. The original St. Peter's Basilica, built in 326 as opposed to the epic basilica that exists today, was constructed in the form of a Latin cross. An atrium called the Garden of Paradise stood at the entrance, beckoning followers through the main doorways of the church. Unlike pagan temples, which were lavishly decorated, the facade of St. Peter's was plain. Thankfully, Catholicism got over all that when they made the new St. Peter's. Of course, the downside was that the religion became incredibly corrupt, but hey, beauty has to come at a price. The basilica was built on top of the old circus of Nero, but before you start pulling out your popcorn and cotton candy, this wasn't a modern circus. The Roman crucifixions of Christians was the main act. St. Peter, among many others, was hung up to die there. The basilica was built on top of this anti-Christian site as almost an intentional modification of history by Emperor Constantine, because if it no longer exists, it never happened, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. Cat, I'm sorry, but you claw and lay on my arms, and yeah, you gotta move. Alright, let's get out of here. Mario. All right. Crap.
I see him. There.
What the hell? Alright. Oh, no. He's going this way.
Hey, spare a thought for others, you might be injured.
Oh, let's go. You're not as bad at the Citadel as Altair was, but you're not as good as it, like, it's like Edward is.
This decision is yours alone to make. Only do so quickly. Give it to me. You can do with it as you will later.
Bene.
Jump!
And jump we will. Into Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. January 1500, 1 month later.
And then Minerva talked about the sun.
Yeah, Minerva did talk about the sun. Montergione. Built in the 13th century by the overlords of Siena, Montergione was actively involved in the defense of Tuscany against Florentine attempts to gain more territory. At the front of this conflict was the Auditore family, who became the city's rulers and protectors. It was the Auditore who constructed Montergione's famous walls, which can still be seen today. Although standing in opposition to Florentine desires, the Auditore had cordial relations with the Medici family, largely due to their collective Florentine roots. Montergione successfully withstood attacks from Florence until in 1554 the city was betrayed. Giovannino Zetti, the keeper of the garrison and a Florentine exile, was allowed to return to Florence in exchange for the keys to the city. Extraordinarily, the Auditore were allowed to continue their rule of Montergione under Florentine leadership, showing that the Medici do not forget their friends.
She told of a disaster that occurred long ago, and another that is coming.
Sometime far in the future, Vero. Then we need not worry about it.
See. Perhaps our work is finished.
Would that be so bad?
I mean,
Spade.
We upgraded the arsenal while you were away.
Ah, and it is now customary for you to fire cannonballs at visitors.
My apologies. We only installed them a few days ago. My men are still being trained in their use.
I mean, I would totally fire
Hey!
cannonballs at all my visitors.
Welcome back, Ezio. Ezio! Look, it is Ezio! Let me see!
Buongiorno.
That texture
Real.
popping is real.
This place just keeps getting better.
I mean, like, quite literally.
Thanks to you.
Claudia. It is good to be home. How is mother?
She's fine. I heard you were returning, but I'm glad to see it with my own eyes. The Contessa of Forley is here to welcome you. I had no idea you were so famous.
Katarina? Here?
Is it finished then? Is the Spaniard truly dead?
Gather the others in Mario's study tonight. I'll explain everything there.
Steel yourself, Ezio. They will have many questions.
Claudia! Tell the Contessa I look forward to seeing her this evening.
So Claudia, born in 1461 as a noble, third child of Giovanni and Maria Auditore and the first girl in the family, Claudia lived a privileged childhood in Florence high society. After the murder of Giovanni and her two brothers, all that changed. Claudia, Ezio, and Maria fled to Monteriggioni and the safety of their uncle Mario's villa. Claudia remained in the villa, caring for her nearly comatose mother while Ezio set off to avenge the murders. A record book recovered from by archaeologists reveals a relatively unexciting existence. Between months spent managing the villa's finances, brief periods of activity were supplied by Ezio's visits and the renovations she was able to carry out with the money brought back from his travels. Under her care, the town blossomed, ushering in a new era of prosperity for Monteriggioni. Claudia, however, remained cut off from the world she loved. To hear of Ezio's adventures only reminds me of my own lack thereof. This is not the life I dreamed of as a child. Ezio does not understand. He treats me so delicately, I despair of ever emerging from this prison, she writes in one particularly poignant letter, dated July 1495. Now, well, it seems like we have a few things to do. So let's start here. Oh yeah, we have inventory as well. I have the noble attire, the armor of Altair, Altair's robes, and the Draken armor. I mean, like, yeah, we're totally wearing the armor of Altair. Cause look at it.
Whoa, it's a novel way to...
Alright. Language. I mean, that was
Need some
Italian,
help.
but
Salve.
So many flowers. Your husband must be very lucky.
I am the lucky one. I have you here to aid me.
oh,
Let me see what I can do.
oh my.
Back there, I may have given you the wrong impression.
Oh?
I have no husband. The flowers are for a party.
Am I invited?
To Claudia Auditori's birthday party in the villa. If you are willing to help me again, I need someone with class to accompany me.
What makes you think I have class?
I could tell the moment I saw you. No one in this town walks with such bearing. I'm certain Ezio Auditori himself would be impressed.
Oh? What do you know of Ezio?
Claudia thinks the world of him, but he rarely visits her. From what I gather, he's distant.
She is right. I have been.
Oh no. You? The party was intended to be a surprise. Promise you will not tell Claudia.
So the villa. Constructed in 1290, the Villa Auditoria is an important medieval predecessor to early Renaissance architecture. The villa's wonderful symmetry and ordered geometry were a revelation for its time. After a Florentine attack in 1320 left the facade undamaged, Domenico Auditore, Ezio Auditore's great-grandfather, purchased the villa. Although he publicly admitted to a renovation of the facade and the addition of a painting gallery, he orchestrated a complete restructuring of the interior in secret, designing his home to double as a fortress and training ground, looking out both over the city that it protects and the Tuscan plains. Domenico was more than just an architect and a warrior, he was also a skilled engineer. Recently, he discovered hidden compartments and rooms with mechanisms blocking entry, are several unique features of the building that make it a technological marvel, as well as an architectural one.
What will you do to keep me quiet?
I am sure I can think of several things.
I'll be waiting to hear them when we get there.
No, I guess I gotta go this way.
Now about earning my silence.
I have something in mind. There is one condition.
Anything.
You must wait until tomorrow.
If it pleases you, I will not stand in your way.
It will be worth the wait, Ezio. Trust me.
Will it though? Alright. Yeah, I don't think we can talk to these guys yet.
Buongiorno.
Ezio, Mario is going to murder me. I have lost his favorite horse.
Do not despair. I will bring it back.
God bless you, Ezio.
Get back here! Horsey! Get back! Horsey? Horsey, get back here! There we go.
Here.
Grazie, Ezio. I can no longer keep up with the horses. Promise me you will enjoy your good health. Do not spend as much time in battle as your Uncle Mario.
My battles have already been won.
That is good news. Arrivederci, Ezio.
Oh, Ezio. Alright, I think, yeah, I'm probably gonna climb up from inside. Yeah, we'll go over here. Use that. And that. And we'll go check out the cannons.
So, these are the new cannons?
Yes, Signor Ezio.
May I try one?
Yes, but... Go on, tell him. We cannot seem to make them work properly, and the fool who mounted them is nowhere to be found.
Then it is up to me to find him.
We do not want to waste your time.
It is not any trouble. I have all the time in the world now.
Alright, let's go find this guy. No. There you go. Bruh.
Salve, Messere. We need you to fix the cannons on the battlements.
Leave me be. I do not begin repairs before noon.
Do you know what time it is?
I make cannons, not clocks.
If you are busy, someone else will fix them.
Uno momento. No one else will touch my cannons.
You say so.
Soldiers have no respect for artillery. They expect a gun to work like magic. You need to feel her out. Give her a little encouragement. We are only equipped with simple cannons now, but I got hold of a design from France, a hand cannon. Something called a wrought iron murderer. Imagine firing a cannon from your hands. That is the future.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
What have you done?
We used them.
They were not ready for firing. You could have gotten us all killed. Let me see.
His breath is more fatal than our cannons.
Only when you two fools are shooting them. There, try it. Aim at something to test the alignment.
Boom! No, just one. That's... How did that not get it?
The aiming mechanism is fine. The problem must be behind the cannon.
Shut up, bro.
Perfect! At least someone here knows how to shoot. Now, for the other one.
I must go.
Thanks for your help. If you hear the cannons tomorrow, do not worry. We will be practicing at dawn.
Too bad it will not do you any good.
Very funny. Now fix the second cannon.
All right. Back to the villa.
Buongiorno, Ezio.
Caterina,
Ah, Katerina.
what do I owe the pleasure of your presence here?
I desire an allegiance. The papal armies have resumed their march on Forli. Your mercenaries would be a great asset to my cause.
It is likely that I can give you what you seek. But we will talk later.
What is wrong with your, like, things,
Mother.
Katerina?
Machiavelli. It is
Ah,
done.
Machiavelli. There you are.
Though not, I think, as any of us expected. I entered the Vaticano and faced Rodrigo. No! Used the power of the papal staff against me, but I defeated him. Combining the staff and the apple, I gained access to the vault. There, a moving painting of the goddess Minerva spoke. She told of a terrible tragedy to befall mankind in the future, but gave hope of lost temples that will provide aid to humanity. And then she called out to a phantom, Desmond, as if he were there, standing beside me. After her warning, she vanished.
Amazing.
I cannot imagine such wonders.
The vault did not house the terrible weapon we feared. This is good news.
What of this goddess, this Minerva? Did she appear human?
Yes, but her words proved otherwise. All of her kind died many years ago. I wish I could show you the magic she performed.
Who is Desmond, and where are these temples Minerva spoke of?
I do not know.
Perhaps we must search for them.
Tell me how it ended with Borgia. Did Rodrigo beg forgiveness? Make excuses? Promise power in return?
No. None of those things.
Interesting. I'm surprised he remained so composed.
I let him leave.
The Spaniard lives? Once our enemies are dead, we can speak of vaults and gods and ancient places. You should have killed him. We're sure to suffer for it.
I am not here to debate the past. Together, we should discuss the future.
No. I am leaving immediately for Roma.
Ezio, I do not know why you spared him, but I trust your judgment. Machiavelli will come around.
Ah, yes, Maria. Born in 1432, she was a rider and a noble. Tomorrow I will make torta bologna. I leave to pick up the eggs and meat from the market, and will be back in time to open the bakery as the sun strikes atop the courtyard. How privileged a life we lead. It is hard to remember on such a day that what is given may also be taken away. These are the final lines of Maria's diaries. Born into the powerful banking family, the Mozzi, Maria is one of the most famous historical sources of the time period due to her multi-volume diary, which has been translated by several notable scholars and is on display in the Uffizi Gallery in Florence. Now, thanks to the Animus, we know why her diary ceased. After her husband Giovanni's arrest, during which Maria was mistreated by Florence's guards, she entered a semi-catatonic state. Cared for by Ezio's sister Claudia at the Villa Auditore, she remained silent for years until Ezio brought her a bundle of feathers he had collected during his travels, an activity that her youngest son Petruchio once engaged in. Brought back to life by Ezio's gift, her temperament has been improving steadily since. So yeah, in the second game, if you get all the feathers, she starts talking again. That's it. That's all you get for getting all those freaking feathers. Machiavelli, one of the most historically accurate characters in these games. Born in 1469, he was a philosopher, writer, and politician. Unarmed prophets have always been destroyed, whereas armed prophets have succeeded. These cynical words were written by Niccolo Machiavelli, one of the greatest minds of the Renaissance. Considered a pioneer of realist philosophy, he believed that all men are evil and will act upon their vicious nature if given the chance. The third son of a Florentine attorney, Machiavelli was tutored by his father in grammar, rhetoric, and Latin. In 1494, he entered government service as a clerk and an ambassador. Made a member of the Florentine Diplomatic Council, he was sent to the courts of France, Spain, and Rome between 1499 and 1512. It was during this time that he met Caesar. Immediately taken by the young captain general, Machiavelli wrote, "I can find no fault with him." Machiavelli followed Caesar, learning his approach to war until 1500, when he became de facto leader of the assassins. From 1500 to 1503, he settled in Rome, although little is known of his activities there. In 1503, Machiavelli was put in charge of the Florentine militia and the city's defense. He recruited citizens for his militia, preferring men who had a stake in Florence's continued success to dispassionate mercenaries. His strategy seemed to work in 1509 when Florence defeated Pisa. Machiavelli continued to participate in Florentine government after the Medici family was chased out, but when the Medici returned, they arrested and tortured him. He was accused of conspiring against them. Unable to find any wrongdoing, the Medici exiled Machiavelli. He retired to his estate in Santa Andrea, where he wrote his famous works The Prince, The Discourses on Livy, and the Florentine Histories. Machiavelli died in 1527. His place of burial remains unknown. And Caterina Sforza. Born in 1463, she was the Countess of Forli and a noble. A countess by marriage, Caterina was notorious far before she ever arrived in Forli. Raised in the court of Milan, she received a classical education while tutored in the art of war by her father, the Duke. At court, Caterina also acquired a passion for alchemy and hunting. In 1473, when she was 10 years old, Caterina became engaged to Girolamo Riario, the Pope's nephew. They consummated their marriage when she was 14. Gross. Once in Rome, she was heralded as one of the most outgoing nobles at court, while her husband had a reputation for being one of the most ruthless. With the premature death of the Pope's brother, Girolamo gained even more power, securing the titles of Lord of Imola and Forli. When the Pope died, looters sacked Rome, destroying Caterina's residence. Unafraid, despite being 7 months pregnant, Caterina rode on horseback to the Castel Sant'Angelo and defended the Vatican with cannon fire and soldiers. In 1484, she moved with her family to Forli. Paid off by someone with a grievance against her husband, the Orsi brothers killed Girolamo in 1488. As a result, Caterina became the ruler of Forli and Imola. She wasted no time winning the favor of nearby rulers, revising the tax system, and training the militia herself. Although she advocated peace, when those around her were hurt, she dealt fierce vengeance, frequently killing enemies' wives and children in punishment. In 1499, Caesar, in his quest for territory, decided to return Forli to papal rule. Side note, the papacy claimed ownership of most regions in Italy. These lands were lent out to rulers, but papal troops could march in and reclaim them at any point, much like libraries set out to burn down the homes of those who keep books checked out for too long. As Caesar marched down Caterina, she sent the Pope a friendly letter that had been rubbed with the sores of plague victims, and went downhill from there. As an assault by papal forces became inevitable, Caterina snuck out of Forli with a small company of soldiers on Christmas Day 1499 and journeyed to Montergione, seeking armed support from Ezio Auditore. And now we are here. So yeah, those are our allies and family. Can I... Okay, I guess we're going up the stairs. Oh my. Bath time.
Welcome home.
Player Ezio. Ah, clothes sex. I mean, YouTube, that's not sex.
Ready to go again?
They're
You don't need to ask.
itching each other, scratching each other.
One
Yeah.
should always have the freedom to choose. Shh. What's that?
Probably just training exercises.
Little too close with the training.
Merda. I have to find Mario and rally the troops.
Well, we got close quick.
I aim to lead them around back and flank our attackers.
Stay out of sight.
Got close quick there, Ezio. Well.
It's the Borgia.
How did we not see this?
They must have massed to the east during the night. We need to hold them off until the townspeople have escaped.
I will take care of it.
Use the cannons above the rampart. I intend to lead a frontal assault.
Do you have it?
I am keeping it safe. The Borgia must not be allowed to breach the walls until everyone is safely away. Insieme per la vittoria.
Insieme. Uncle, be careful.
I will.
Well, we just lost everything. And yes, I am going to leave it there because I think that's a good stopping point for a cliffhanger. I like cliffhangers sometimes. So, sorry. Stay tuned for next time where we escape Montergione. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment letting me know what you think. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.